Hello, hello. Today we are talking about Jira Journeys. First, I'm going to implement and I'm going to show you the value of Jira Journeys. Then, I'm going to show you how you can set it up. And at the end, I'm going to give my opinion about Jira Journeys. Is it worth it or not? Let's find out. See you soon. So, here's the use case. We are going to talk about employee offboarding. So, everything starts on the HR project, and once we receive the ticket from HR, we want to shoot a ticket to IT. So the access is revoked on the last day that the employee will be working. So let's check how it's going to work. So let's submit a offboarding ticket. There you go. We have a ticket. The employee name living is J. Last day worked, it's in here. Full time and the reason why and the description. The employee doesn't want to work here anymore. Sad face. Let's send the ticket. So now HR got the ticket. Let's go to the back end. It takes some time, but what's going to happen is that we will see a link ticket here. Let's refresh. So there you go. We have a link ticket. And then if I go to the IT Jira space, now I have the ticket here, revoke J access by this date. Then IT got the ticket, and if IT goes there and say this is done, if I go back to the HR ticket, then I can see that IT has done their part, and I can go ahead and close my ticket as well. My part. Now the HR ticket related to the offboarding of this employee is done. So one thing to keep in mind, that in order to see the link tickets here, the user needs to have access to both projects. Otherwise, this link won't be visible. So that's it might be a problem if you want that the IT team to see the ticket. But what you can do, you can go to Journeys. Let's see if we can just change. Let's update our journey here. Edit. It doesn't seem that allows me to add the key, but let's try to reverse engineer this and say HR ticket is key. So if now there we go. So I've created a new ticket, a test ticket, and here's the IT ticket. Let's see. There you go. So it will refer the HR ticket, right? So if you want the IT to know what is the reference for the HR ticket, you can always add to the description. For me, it is showing like this because I have access, but it might not for the if I don't have access to the HR project, then it would show probably just a text here. Now that you know what Jira Journeys can do, let's go and implement Jira Journeys. So here's your HR space. Let's go to space settings, journeys. So let's set up that use case. Let's create a journey. Let's say that's about offboarding. The parent is going to be our offboarding an employee. Be mindful that you can just create one journey for the parent. So there's an alert here. So we're going to create. So what's going to happen whenever the ticket is created? Let's keep it simple, but you could add some conditions here. You could change the trigger, but it's very limited at this point. It's just work item created or worker added to workday. So this journey will run once the ticket's created. You can add, you can change the trigger. Very limited at this point. It's just worker added to workday or work item is created. Let's keep it simple. Let's say work item created, and then you can add some conditions. Say if you have any kind of use case for these conditions, maybe you have a work type. Like imagine that the employee type, you have a set of employees that does not have any IT access, so you don't have to trigger this IT ticket. But let's keep it simple. Work item created, no condition, and then we want to add a work item. Here we're gonna say IT access the provisioning, and then we are going to create this under the IT support. The work type, let's select service. Well, let's select as task, so we can differentiate between what is coming from our stakeholders and what is a task that is coming from a process. But you can use service request if you want. The request type is not mandatory, but it will be mandatory if you want the IT ticket to be visible in the portal. It needs the request type. So for example, on the HR ticket, I have this view requests in the portal. If I click here, I go to the portal. But on the IT ticket, you don't have, right? And the reason why you don't have it is because there is no request type. But now, once we say, let's get IT help, I'm going to refresh it, and you will see that the link is now here, and then you can see the IT ticket on the portal as well. We're gonna say the summary here. We can say, let's find summary. Let's bring summary here. We can say, please revoke access by, and we are going to say here the last day work, and all this here is coming from the form, so I can show you in soon. The due date here, let's say last working day. The description, we can say
this is a ticket coming from HR and is a employee of boarding.
The reporter, let's keep as me. The assignee, we're gonna keep its empty labels. Yeah, okay. You can add all that stuff. You can add more fields here if you like. Let's add the work item. If you had more stuff, then you can add a new work item, or you can add a dependency. So here, let's say I want to wait the status to be changed in the journey parent. Once the status is changed to in progress, then you want to shoot a ticket to another team. Let's imagine that I had a facilities team here, right? And I say, okay, once the ticket is in progress, now ask facilities to reach out to the user and get the access card back. Okay, but let's keep it simple. You know what you can add. Now let's publish this journey. Now you have a journey set up. It's very simple, right? It's just right now it's a bit limited. Atlassian launched the journey feature recently, but you see that there are some limitations when you want to change a trigger, or add a condition. I assume that Atlassian is going to kind of improve journeys if we start using it more and more. My opinion about Journey is that you can do all that we are doing with journeys with automations. I assume that Atlassian is launching journeys more for the business user that is not quite familiar with how automations work, because automations is getting really powerful and really complex. So I'm assuming that Atlassian is saying, okay, we need to find a way for our business users to use the automation because it's very powerful, but in a user friendly way. Okay. So I think it's worth it. I think that it adds some value to Jira Service Management. Here's one warning for you, because I remember that I implemented something similar to this back in 2019, maybe. And one thing I had in mind is that what happened if the main ticket, the parent ticket, gets canceled. Let's say the employee decides to resign, then you start the offboarding process, but then management decide to talk to the employee and he said, okay, you know what, I'm going to stay. So HR can cancel their ticket, but what happens now with all the linked tickets that was generated? And I don't see here journeys take that into consideration, because I just canceled the parent ticket here and I didn't see any notes on the IT ticket. So that's something to be mindful of. Okay? Let me know in the comments what you think. Alright, have fun, take care, enjoy life, and thanks for watching.